When people talk about the Parliament of Canada, they usually think of Centre Block, but it's closed until at least 2032. However, the current locations for the Senate and House of Commons are actually quite beautiful, so I think it's definitely worth going to take a tour. I used to work at the Library of Parliament, so I have some understanding of the historical context and how Parliament works overall. You'll notice here that we're in a beautiful building, and that's because it used to be an old luxury train station. It was eventually transformed into the Government of Canada Conference Centre and currently operates as the Senate. It has high vaulted ceilings, as you've noticed, and there's been a number of refurbishments to adapt it for the Senate. This is actually the waiting room for the tour to start. It has beautiful artwork, including the portraits of Queen Elizabeth II and Queen Victoria. The Senate represents the monarchy. It's supposed to be grandiose and stand for the royal family. However, it's also meant to represent the different regions of Canada, as shown here with the shields from different provinces. The Senate is taken from the Westminster system, where the red represents the monarchy, as opposed to the House of Commons, where everything is green and represents the people. I should mention that the Senate also represents the different ethnic groups of Canada, such as, of course, the different Indigenous people. The chamber itself isn't that big. There's only 105 senators, as opposed to the 343 MPs in the House of Commons. If you want, you could appear in person and watch the senators work. You only have to go through a basic security check, and you don't have to be a Canadian citizen. It's worth noting that Senate debates are not televised, so it's kind of a unique experience. The larger ideas of bills are discussed in the chamber, whereas in these committee rooms, you go over the bills line by line and discuss in detail. The tour is only 30 minutes, but I would still strongly recommend it. It's packed with useful information, you get to see beautiful artwork and architecture, and you get to understand how Canadian democracy works. Most Canadians might just go to Parliament once as a child, but I think it's a great way to refresh your memory and connect to an important part of what goes on in Canada's background. This is part 1 of 2. Clearly we've seen the Senate, and next is the House of Commons. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe.